Welcome to Ecom Cowboy. This is D2C's daily show where we talk about one thing and one thing only. That's what's now and next in e-commerce. So marketers and operators like you can survive and thrive in 2026. It's Tuesday, January 12th. We sit at an undisclosed location high atop a cold Austin, Texas. But even though it's cold outside, it's heating up in here. We've got Bruhis of No Commerce, general manager at No Commerce and co-founder of BoostCous, new CPG hotness protein-packed couscous. So good that they named it twice, couscous. You know what I'm saying? He joins us on the show to give us his perspective on what's happening SaaS, brand side, event side, and all the places and spaces that he operates. We've got a jam-packed show for you today. Google wants to negotiate for you now. Is this the new mutation of honey and Rakuten? AI agents are becoming co-workers and worker replacers, not just tools anymore. Brands that don't adapt will lose leverage fast. Google's new direct offers, Claude Code, and the white collar wake up call. Hello. If you didn't see it yesterday, you better. Why product gimmicks might actually be smart sometimes, and who really controls advertising in 2026. I think what we'll find is that actually we're not just selling to humans anymore. We're really selling to agents here forward. We've got a jam-packed show, and as always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Colin Doherty. Colin, get in here.
What's up?
I must say, your new camera setup and that shirt, you're popping, my man. You look great.
Thank you. I feel great. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. Let's work while we still can.
We got to work while we still can because all our jobs may be gone very soon. Speaking of that, let's move here, Carson. Let's move to co-work, Claude Code. It's only fitting that we move forward here to Claude Code. Yesterday, this is not Claude Code. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. There we go. Now we're talking. Producer Carson, he is the best at what he does. Claude Code just dropped. AI isn't just assisting, it's replacing. Claude Code is a line in the sand. White collar work is changing. Is that fair to say, Colin?
100%. This is the first time. Yeah, go for it. This is the first time.
For it.
No, you go for it. This is the first time I looked at something. I watched this video and I was like, I'm a little scared right now. This is actually really moving quickly now. I don't know about you. I don't know what your initial knee-jerk reaction was, but the capabilities that this has, because it takes over your entire desktop. It takes over everything and just operates in the background and knocks out to-do lists and tasks. It's pretty wild. So a little afraid.
Yeah. I think what stands out to me is that no longer is AI just helping us, but now anything that can be automated likely will be. I need a spreadsheet. I need my notes organized. I need to make a presentation. I need all of the elements on my computer to go there and be communicated in a clear, concise way. Go ahead and do that for me now. What that means is that anything that was in the realm of execution, we're now going to be able to automate with co-work from Claude Code. I'm sure there will be other tools that come out as well. I think the big question is what jobs disappear first and what skills actually matter now. My take is that humans are going to be pushed upward out of the realm of execution and into the realm of judgment, taste and judgment, as has been reiterated by Raba and many other guests on our show. Taste and judgment is going to become our role now. Anything that's in the realm of execution, I think this is a canary in the coal mine. Anything in the realm of execution is going to eventually become out of the hands of white collar workers. It's going to become in the hands of agents. They'll probably do it better, probably do it faster. Is that crazy?
No, I love it. And we talk about on the show a lot the idea of the one man brand. And I think this is a huge win for him or her. The ability to basically offload a ton of tasks that are going to be bogging down your mental bandwidth and still be able to operate that one man brand and just push it forward. I think the year 2026 is the big year for the one man brand where you're going to see these guys and just see crazy numbers from people with 1 to 3 person teams that we've never seen before.
I think it's a huge win for leaders, for founders, for the one man brand. I think that's largely been a wink wink. Oh, what a nice little guy. You got a 7-figure e-commerce business. You don't really have any full-time employees. That's so nice. What a good story for you. I think tools like co-work and others that are developing and coming forth, like you said, they're going to enable that person to go high 7 figures, maybe even to 8 figures without having a full-time employee or a really tight team of 1 to 3 persons. The person that I think is in the most trouble is those of us who are not at the top of the totem pole in the org list, be it your department, be it the founder, be it in the C-suite, anybody who's not those persons. This is a siren song, perhaps. It's a warning that you need to get equipped quickly with how to use these tools the best out of everybody that you know. I firmly believe that. Marketers, operators, anybody in the middle to the bottom of the org list quickly needs to become the person who acquires skills that make them unfireable. Acquire skills that make them unfireable. What does that mean? It means you become a 5-tool player in some sense. That's a baseball illustration. You become the kind of person who can not just do your specialty, email marketing, or your specialty, maybe it's supply management, or maybe it's customer service representative management. You need to become the kind of person who can use tools like Claude, use tools that are out there and among us, video generation, etc. That can become an engineer of profit, so to speak, who sits above the many agents and tools and whatever team members are left inside of the org. And you become a person that boss man or boss lady cannot get rid of because you're too valuable, you're too useful, and you know how to manage those agents and tools to maximize shareholder value. I think that is the way that eventually people who are in the middle to bottom of the org become unfireable and become incredibly helpful. Is that, am I too much?
That's perfect. I think that's exactly how most employees need to be thinking in 2026 is how can I be the go-to AI guy where I'm going to learn everything about all these new releases as they come out. I'm maybe going to throw in some stuff in the company Slack channel about my thoughts and how I tested it and new things that I'm discovering with all of these tools. And over time, you brand yourself internally as, oh, we should go ask Steve. He's our go-to AI guy. He probably knows everything. This new AI thing just dropped. We should talk to Steve about it. Or, we should have Steve go test it. That becomes super valuable as we go forward. And you become that guy who is just the Swiss Army knife, like you said, who is just a machine with AI. And it also makes you extremely valuable if you intend to eventually leave that company because you bring all of that skill set with you to the new org.
That is the case. That is the case. The plan, step 1, acquire skills that make you unfireable. Step 2, execute until you're unhireable. And what I mean by that, unhireable in what sense? In the sense that your leader, department leader, founder, they know this person cannot go anywhere. I will keep them. I must keep them. I must keep them. Or prospective employers, they look at you and they think, we have to have this person. They are perfect for everything that we need. I just don't know if we can afford them. Maybe, hopefully, we can afford them. And then maybe your skills develop to the extent that You're just more valuable on the open market, consulting, working, implementing for a variety of companies such that your revenue can go upwards of beyond what anyone could pay you. I think that's the move. Step one, become unfireable. Step two, execute until you're unhireable. Let's look at some of these tweets that went out in response to co-work yesterday. Mark Andreessen, A16Z, he says it's time to build. Now everyone can. He cites a new tool here, Wabi. Wabi, build me an app that recommends films and novels with techno-optimist themes. Apparently Wabi, I'd never heard of it. It enables you to, it builds apps for you, just for you, for an audience of one. Let's go to the next one, Carson, because I think some of these responses were hilarious. This guy Tinso, he says, Wabi, build me a 2 million ARR app in consumer or B2B category. Make no mistakes. And then Wabi responds like this. Go to the next one, Carson. Wabi says, we're a bit overloaded right now. Please try again soon. I'd never heard of Wabi, but I think it illustrates the point that everyone can build now. And maybe some of these apps and tools that we build for ourselves, eventually maybe they make a few or a lot of people millions. I don't know, but everyone can build. And the time is now to get early in the, what you could call another industrial revolution, and become the kind of person that is at the forefront, at the bleeding edge of all of these tools. What was your impression seeing some of these responses and tweets yesterday, Colin?
For sure. I mean, that's the premier VC, Mark Andreessen, is talking about all of these things. And he's super optimistic about building right now. And I think all of the VCs, as you see capital being deployed across the markets, they are super optimistic about what is being built right now. I think you're going to have a lot of these companies go to zero transparently, just because there's so much hype in this hype cycle, but you're going to get some extremely valuable companies out of this. And a lot of those companies are going to empower the end user. So I think in the end, if I were to make a guess on consumer versus enterprise, I think OpenAI is going to win consumer. And then I think Claude is probably going to win enterprise B2B. That would just be my guess right now with how the LLMs are being built out in those companies.
We got to mark that down, because Colin, you may have just proven to be the wisest man in the room on the internet. Big bets to be placed if you are. Some takeaways here. If your job is execution only, it's fragile heading into 2026. That's reality, especially heading into 2027. Guys, the time is now.
Yeah.
If your job is execution only, it's fragile. You differentiate yourself both inside your company and in the wider job marketplace with taste, synthesis, being able to have insight and being comfortable with all the tools, amalgamating them together to do useful things inside of companies, save time, save money, take profits upward. And then thirdly, teams are going to be redesigning roles. It's clear. It's already happening. It's going to be happening more. Better to think about them now instead of later. I would say, in this vein, do you know your numbers? Internal marketer, internal operator, perhaps you sit at the top of the org, founder. Do you know your numbers? Do you know your LTV, your CAC, where things are tracking toward forecast? If you can't explain how your business is doing in one dashboard, you don't know how to explain it very well. We've all been there, hither and thither, sheets and spreadsheets and Excel and Google, all spread around. The marketer's got an opinion. The CFO's got an opinion. Everybody sees things differently. How good to have one place and space where your entire team can know how your business is going and flowing. That's why we're happy to have our sponsors. AMP, their platform allows you to know in one easy place and space what your numbers are, how healthy the business is, what changes you should make as a result. Don't you want to scale with confidence in 2026? I think we all do. Ad costs are rising. The cost of labor is going down as agents come among us. It's perfect for board level reporting. Neither you nor your boss nor your team have to be confused about that. And Lifetimely, their favorite tool of mine, that's not all they have. You need to go to useamp.com, sign up, take a tour, test out the tools yourself. What you're going to be able to see is that your life can be a lot easier this year as you grow your e-commerce business. Don't wait. Head to useamp.com. We're proud that they are one of our partners here at the show. Colin, I would say there was a very interesting campaign that happened, but before we get there, what do we go back? Do you want to do David now, or do you want to do David later? What are you going to do?
I'm down because I have some thoughts on this, and
okay, let's do David.
I'm not going to hold back.
Let's do David. A very interesting campaign, one might say. We've talked about this before. Is this genius? Is it lunacy? Hard to say, but David Protein. They're doing a very interesting campaign with, who is this actress's name again?
Julia Fox.
Julia Fox, who I did not know prior to last week. Doing a very interesting campaign. They sent a massager of sorts to influencers. We'll call it a massager. Do we have a picture, Carson? I don't know that we do. Maybe we're purposefully not showing okay, let's just not show it. Okay. They sent some massagers alongside their new line of protein bars, and let's just say it's gotten a lot of attention on the internet. Michael J. Miraflor here, he says the David campaign is going too far, methinks. Oren Meets World, though, he has a lot to say about this. Oren says this is one of the few remaining interesting brands on the internet. I think he's got a little something else, doesn't he, Carson? Let's see what he says on the next one. Oh, yeah, this is Zach. This is Zach Pagrob of Aura. He says he loved it. And what's Oren say next? Do we have one more from Oren? Maybe not.
No.
Okay. I don't know if this is brilliancy. I don't know if it's lunacy. People loved it. People hated it. I myself was not a huge fan of it. And by not a huge fan, I mean not a fan. But I will say people are talking about it. That is the point of doing these kind of things, is to stir up a little controversy and have people talk about it. At least they're willing to try. Colin, what do you think?
I think you can be an interesting brand while also still being a classy brand. And I think this was kind of a miss by them. We talked about who the David protein bar guy is last week. He's the 6'2" guy. His name is David. He goes to Equinox. He wears Aloe Yoga, these types of things. He wears Viore, all of that stuff. You're basically destroying the brand ethos that you've come to build up over however many months that you've just built up, while also being extremely explicitive and then kind of a knee-jerk reaction where people don't really know what camp to put you in. I think it's kind of lazy where you can be interesting and you don't have to be this explicitive. You can have cool, fun activations and, think about it more instead of just like, hey, let's send out massagers to everybody. Can you imagine? By the way, David is a VC-backed company. They have to report back to their investors and be like, by the way, guys, we spent $300,000 in Q1 sending massagers to female influencers. And then you got to read that as an investor and be like, checks out. See, I feel good about this investment.
Well, I mean, here's what I'll say. And I get where you're coming from, but it is doing numbers. People are talking about it. And I was just on here last week saying there's no such thing as bad PR. That's been true in a number of categories, not just in what we do, but in the political sphere, in other spheres. It's like, if people are talking about you, you're top of mind. I think what they want to do very clearly is push their new line of protein bars to a female audience and stir up some controversy so that men will talk about it, so that hopefully females take interest in it. It's a little much for me. Okay. It's a little much. And not just the sending of the massager, but the aforementioned Instagram video that was on Julia Fox's Instagram on her personal page. Phil Winkle was talking about that again. It's a lot. Okay, it is effective. I'll say that in the sense that it is provoking and you almost cannot believe what you are hearing. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm just an old man and I have too many children to love the tactic, but I will say it is working. I mean, people are talking about it. It's hot. It's at the top of the heap. I'm not sure if it's an ultimate win for them, but you do need attention, and they are certainly getting it right now.
For sure. But I think also both of those marketing moves, you can't really share within your work Slack channel. So you remove a whole demographic of folks that talk about your ads, agency guys that talk about your ads, brands that talk about your ads, software companies talk about your ads, whatever. You remove this entire safe for work aspect because I probably wouldn't feel comfortable being the person posting this into
No way.
the marketing channel or the random thoughts channel or what I learned today channel. I just wouldn't feel comfortable with that. And so
No way.
I think they went a step too far. I think time will tell. They'll probably be totally fine. But I just think they went a step too far and they could have thought about this a little bit better. And I think what you have talked about previously with these in-person activations, talking about the outdoor voices type of deal with Ty Haney, those types of moves are so much better. And it's like, I want this brand to win so badly. And it's a misstep after a misstep. And I'm like, please get me in there. Get me in there. Let me understand how your thought process is with this, because you guys are crushing my soul a little bit here. Please.
Don't be crushed. Don't be crushed.
I'm crushed.
I will say Phil Winkle said he was offended. He was offended by the video. I think it's easy for one to take offense at the video. I want him to win. I still love the brand. I think the bar is incredible. I love the way they started. I think this is a very interesting take. Whether it's an ultimate win or not, we are talking about them. We shall see. We'll see how the weeks and months progress here, but they are top of the heap. They're top of conversation right now. Google, very interesting yesterday. Google releases direct offers. Google wants to become your salesperson. They are negotiating your deals. Google just became your AI sales rep on the internet. And I'm not sure if this is good or not. Now Google is entering into the back and forth of bringing my price down on the internet. I'm not sure if this is a win. Let's read some of this tweet from Ads Liaison here. I know we got a wall of text for you. I'm going to read it for you. Today, we introduced direct offers, a new way for shoppers to find exclusive deals in AI mode. Advertisers should think of direct offers less like a standard ad and more like a salesperson negotiating a deal on your behalf. It complements your existing strategy. It acts on real-time intent, and Google maintains here, you maintain full control. The AI will never invent a deal. The system relies strictly on your verified merchant center feed and the specific promo codes you upload. Taylor Holiday had something very interesting and perhaps appropriate to say to this. Go forward, Carson, to our next one from Taylor. He says, oh boy, it's the mutant offspring of Honeylove and Rakuten. Coupon codes for everyone. This is my concern. This is my ultimate concern, is that somehow Google and its AI is going to negotiate my price down to the absolute bottom floor and perhaps beyond where I'm willing to go. Colin, what's your take? What's your first impression as you read this?
I love it. This is the next step. This is finally the next step we're taking. A lot of e-commerce owners, they try to find that perfect discount offer, the perfect discount metric to get as many possible customers that they're advertising to. Basically, how I interpreted this is we're going to take consumer data, we're going to take all the customers that we know, and we're going to individually make completely unique customer offers to them because we know that if we hit this delta of a discount, they will convert. And so if you're able to then give Google the floor for, hey, don't go below this. Don't go below this. This is my margin. This is as max as you can offer. I love this because then you're just getting as many people as physically possible. You're trying to get all of those people with the price points that Google knows that they will convert on, and you're bringing in even more customers. I love this so much. Also a great way to get some more customer data.
I hear that. It just makes me so nervous. It makes me nervous. It makes me nervous. I like to have some input, which I know they're guaranteeing here, but I wonder what happens when platforms go from not just showing ads, but closing deals. What happens? What happens to my margin? What happens ultimately to my customer data? Do they start skewing for the lowest common denominator persona buyer that's available? How much of their share of wallet can I have? Perhaps I'm automated down to the least valuable person on the internet for myself. It makes me nervous. I know it's promising to remove sales friction. I know it's also perhaps removing human leverage. I think it's promising cleaner data, more margins, perhaps, but I don't know. The lack, the replacement of the human element, it makes me uneasy. And perhaps that's really the theme of the entire year, is that we entrust more and more to these AI agents acting on our behalf. It makes me think pricing discipline matters more than ever. Clear offers, maybe not having some 100% free loose coupon code hanging out in the back of my Shopify, which every store has. I don't want Google getting a hold of that and giving away 5,000 products of mine for free accidentally. It makes me a little nervous, but I think this is the direction we're heading in. We're heading in to system commerce. My AI agent selling to your AI agent. It's a weird new world.
I absolutely love it. I couldn't be more excited. I couldn't be more excited. This is the way. This is the path, and I love it. All you need to do is just figure out your net operating margin, and then just rock and roll from there. Just let the AI take it from there.
Wow. Scary. Carson Barr is not with us yet, correct? I don't think Barr is with us, but he shall be joining us. He shall be joining us soon. While we wait for him, we need to talk about focus. You know, it happens every day and in every way. We're moving forward to PostScript here. Every day in every way, we're pulled forward to so many different things, pulled aside to so many different things. I got to do this. I got to do that. I'm responsible for these people, for the work that they're doing. It reflects back on me. And as you're pulled in those many directions, your own performance suffers, doesn't it? Focus is an incredible thing. PostScript is focused solely on making you the most amount of money possible inside of SMS marketing. They're the only player in the entire industry who takes the goal of making SMS your #1 revenue generating channel. That is a lot. That's a big task to undertake. And I know what you may be thinking. Well, I've already got this ESP or this other thing that does SMS for me. Is it really that big of a deal? Yeah, it is. And what you should do is you should go to postscript.io/SMS-benchmarks. What you're going to be able to do is find for your company at your revenue level inside of your industry, what's normal for revenue, from SMS, you're going to get a really good gauge of where you are now, where you could be, and how you're going to get there, the way you're going to get there, to what's possible. For me, it was doubling SMS revenue inside of our business within a few months. What you're going to discover is that PostScript can help you get from where you are to the promised land. What's the promised land, Chris? It's making SMS your #1 revenue generation channel. Is that possible? Yeah, it is. Otherwise, Alex Beller, president of PostScript, wouldn't have called me on the phone about it. You need to go to PostScript. You need a partner who's solely focused on making SMS the best performing channel in your business. Go to postscript.io, get those benchmarks, make it happen. Now, a man who needs no introduction, but we will give him one. He's the general manager of No Commerce. He's the co-founder of BoostCous, and he's the originator and the facilitator of perhaps the most exclusive, sought-after event in all of e-commerce, DTSki. Everybody, let's welcome Bar Bruhis to the show. Get in here, Bar. Get in here.
Or I think you're muted. There we go.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you now, and I love that microphone.
Yeah, we got the portable mic today, so hope you guys can hear me okay. But I was just saying that was one of the best ad reads I've ever heard.
That's what I'm saying, Bar. And the entire point of bringing you on this show was to sell No Commerce on being a sponsor. That's a joke. That is a joke, Bar. That's a joke. Bar, you are a man about town. You are doing so many things. I don't know how you do it all, but you've co-founded this new CPG brand, BoostCous. Actually, I've got it live here. We're going to do a taste test while you are here on the call.
Love it. Oh,
shit. You're managing No Commerce. Surveys are going through the roof. You've made something that's inherently kind of boring, like sexy and helpful inside of e-commerce. And you're putting on this awesome event. Brother, take us through a day in your life. What does it look like? And how are you getting all this done?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it definitely varies week to week and month to month. Right now, it's definitely pretty hectic and pretty long days. But yeah, usually try to, kind of wake up and set an agenda for the day. I try not to really look at my phone. For the first part of the day, I usually try to go to the gym and kind of have my thoughts go through my brain. I'd have late onset ADHD, or at least a realization of it. And so I'm trying to do a lot of doing nothing and forcing myself to not listen to a podcast and just let my brain think while I'm working out and doing that. And then, yeah, usually it's no meetings until about noon. So kind of trying to get some deep work in the morning. Kind of depends on the task at hand, but usually it's no stuff during the day, BoostCous stuff nights and weekends. And then meetings in the afternoons. Right now we are gearing up for DTSki. We've got some pretty incredible brands coming out. I haven't announced this live yet on anything, but we're gonna fly 10 brands on a private jet from New York City to Aspen. So yeah, there's some planning going on there. So I'll have a couple calls this afternoon with that. But yeah, that's kind of day in the life, and happy to dive more into it.
I think I just heard too somewhere in your talk there that we were going to be on that plane as well. I think it was somewhere in there.
Filtered in there.
Did you hear that, Colin?
Yeah, I heard there's actually a private jet going from Austin to New York City.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Now we're talking. Colin, I want to take this the BoostCous route, but where do you want to go next?
No, for sure. I definitely want to talk about DTSki. I feel super intimidated because I don't ski myself. So how are you dealing with that where you're like, hey, I can water ski, but you want to have people that are coming there and you're like, hey, by the way, I am not a good skier. How can I still be involved? Will you teach me personally how to ski if I go and get to do all the things? How's this going to work?
Yeah, I'll buckle your boots for you. No, I'm just kidding. DTSki, like maybe just like a quick 30-second background on how it came up. Like, so I moved outside of Aspen, a small little mountain town called Carbondale, like 5 years ago. And like every basic Zoom, Google call, everyone's like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I would tell them I live in Carbondale, and a lot of people would be like, "Why isn't there a ski event for direct to consumer?" And eventually, the calling got too loud, and I was like, all right, I'll do this. I'm not like an events person, but like, let's see what happens. And now we're on our 3rd year, and definitely a big learning. And like our 1st and 2nd year is that not everyone skis, but everyone loves Aspen. Like you don't really talk to anyone that's like, hey, we'll fly you out. We'll pay for your hotel. We'll, obviously pay for every meal. And then the idea is that, like, if you don't ski, we'll have a spa day for you. Actually, some of the skiers actually elect to do the spa day as well, just because, like, there's one individual that like actually lives in Aspen, and runs this shop GLD.com, and he's gonna just do a spa day because he gets to ski every day anyway. So yeah, short answer is you get to do a spa package, facial, massage, whatever you want, free bubbly if you don't ski.
I
Wow.
think that's my jam.
Wow.
Is
Yeah,
give me
that's
a
my jam
facial.
too. Yeah.
Throw me in that spa. Give
Yeah.
me a facial. Let me sit
Yeah.
by the fire.
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate, Bar, I think you have done an incredible job framing this thing as the unconference. It's a gathering. It's not huge. It's select. It's a beautiful place in space. It's Aspen, Colorado. I think the framing of this whole thing is genius. You've got community, you've got entertainment, you've got beauty, you've got nature, and then what I would presume are real learnings from all the entrepreneurs and leaders there involved. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, definitely. That's I don't know. Like for me, I go, or I have gone to some of these conferences, and it's just like so overwhelming to like actually find the people you want to talk to. And I think everyone on the brand side has like had that one experience of like going to a dinner and just getting stuck in a corner with like that super salesy, SaaS person that's trying to shove their SaaS down your throat. And there isn't really any like shared learnings or like community, or I don't know. For me, like I like to connect with people like on a human level. And I think that when you do activities together, whether that's going on a walk or skiing or, spying, if that's a verb, I think you really like get to connect with them on a human level, and then you can like build trust around that and then actually like build learning from there. And so, yeah, that's definitely like a very key component of DTSki is, every morning we have a 2-hour session. Everyone signs an NDA so that they're comfortable sharing actual screenshots and actual numbers. And we'll do a panel one day where we select a handful of brands to come up and kind of moderate a panel. And it's really just a conversation. You have like 35 brands in the room. And I ask some questions, but typically what ends up happening is it's just like everyone's raising their hand and it's just like around the table conversation. And then we'll usually have like some presentation from one of the brands. Like the first year was like right when TikTok Shops was coming out. So we had Scott Kramer from Laura Geller do like a bit on CTV and TikTok Shops. But yeah, the entire idea is, hey, like, let's take these learnings or take these questions and take them onto the gondola, into dinner, into wherever you're going the rest of the day. And the conversation just kind of continues from that first 2-hour session in the morning.
I love that.
I love that too. Yeah. And then I don't even think you touched on it at all, but the merch that you guys have curated for this is so well done. And we talked about this earlier, Chris, like taste and everything is going to be that's going to be it moving forward based off of how much scaling. The merch that you guys have put out, if you want to just touch on it, do you maybe have a little teaser for what you guys are putting out for this year?
Yeah. So we printed like too many sweaters last year, which we kind of turned that problem into like a solution. I just like posted it on my like LinkedIn and Twitter, and like we had some extra budget, so I just like ended up shipping it out to a bunch of people. And yeah, I think it was like one of the more engaged posts I made last year, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, shout out to Postscript again. Angel on that team helped with the merch, and I think one of their designers in house helped with the design from last year. And yeah, super like comfy, cozy white sweater with a DTSki logo on it. And I don't know, for me, like I feel like if you put sponsors logos like super big front and center on merch, people just don't end up wearing it. And so we went like the more classy route, and it's just like little symbols of their logos like on the like bottom left of the sweater. So if you're looking, it's there, but it's not meant to be like super loud. And the idea is like, everyone is still wearing it. I get texts all the time. Maury is a friend. He's the new VP of marketing at Belly Welly. He just texted me like a picture of him like wearing it with his kid. So cool to see. And yeah, we'll definitely have some really good merch this year. We've got some cool this year. We haven't finalized it yet, but we've got some really cool brands that are attending, and I would love to like partner with them on the actual merch. We also do like a gift bag for everyone in the room, and it kind of includes everyone's products. So like, obviously the CPG like IQ bar and Groons, but also some like more hard goods like Benchmade gave some stuff. We've got some ski brands coming this year like Skio and Solomon. So we're hoping we can get some stuff for all the attendees from that. And it's just kind of like a cool way for everyone to experience everyone else's product before you actually meet them in the room.
Well, we await that merch with bated breath. Okay. I'm a size extra large. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there into the universe. Okay.
You guys rock, and I'll definitely print a couple extra. You guys
are
let's go. Rock it on the show.
I can't guarantee the private jet from Austin, but
that's okay.
That's fair.
That's okay.
I can definitely get the sweaters to the homies.
And Bar, also, we need to tell you, we cannot guarantee that we'll be available to live stream from Aspen. We can't. We just can't guarantee that now. But Colin and I will look at our calendars and we can talk. We can talk through that. Bring us into BoostCous, Bar. CPG founders, I don't know how anybody makes it. I mean, tough category. But I think what you've done here with protein-packed, healthy, nutritious couscous, so good. You got to say couscous twice. I think this is truly unique. Just bring us into what has bringing this into the world and birthing this been like.
Yeah, it's been a really fun project. The food's so nice they named it twice. So I was born in Israel, and couscous was kind of like always a staple in my diet. And I always loved it for like one, the taste and texture, but two, the quick cook time. Like rice and pasta are great, but they take a long time, and I'm pretty busy. And so when I'm cooking, I like to just kind of like hack some things together and make it quick. And so I kept eating couscous into adulthood, and then as I was like trying to eat like healthier, I noticed that there wasn't a healthy version of couscous. There's a healthy version of pasta. There's a healthy version of rice. There's even a healthy version of mac and cheese. But there wasn't a healthy version of like my favorite carb, which is couscous. So decided to make a protein version. And first, and it took like 2 years to actually get the product from idea and to actually like being able to sell our first boxes. But it's been fun. We first started trying to like hack protein into regular couscous, ended up like working with an Italian manufacturer. Trump tariffs hit, had to go back to the drawing board, and now we're fully producing it in the US. And yeah, like you said, product market fit is definitely a hard thing, I think, in every category, but definitely in CPG. And we're kind of riding two tailwinds, or maybe three. One is like proteins, obviously on the rise. I think fiber, you guys probably have seen this all over D2C Twitter. Fiber is probably going to be the new protein of 2026, especially with the rise of GLPs. Yeah, so far it's been fun. We've gotten to pretty good product market fit, at least from the data that I'm seeing. And more importantly, people are really liking it and actually changing their habits and changing their diet to incorporate couscous. Yeah, that's kind of it.
I
Nice.
love that. You're bringing a childhood favorite into 2026, the convergence of several tailwinds, and this thing is available to us and has been born among us at the perfect time. It's time for a live taste test. I
Let's do
do
it.
want to say, Bar, what's on the line right now is for BoostCous to become brand of the week. That's on the line. That's
That's
on
crazy.
the line.
Brand
I
of the
have
week.
brand of the week, and I have not taken a taste of this yet, but one bite, everyone knows the rules. Everyone knows how this goes. I'm first going to partake of just plain the couscous in and of itself. And as I'm doing this, why don't you just tell me what I should be tasting, mouthfeel, etc.
Yeah. Well, I should be shutting my eyes. I'm so nervous, but yeah, couscous, should be kind of like light and fluffy in texture. This is a gluten-free alternative, right? Like normal couscous is made out of semolina flour and water. So a lot of it's kind of like a big unlock for us has been like the gluten-free community. A lot of people have just never been able to have couscous because they've found out
Yeah.
they were celiac. And so yeah, the idea is kind of like a base to like any meal you make. It's kind of like a rice replacement. So a lot of times I'll saute some veggies, throw a sauce in there, throw it on top of my couscous. It does really well in terms of like staying good for the next day. So I've meal prepped with it quite a bit, and then it's super versatile. You can eat it hot or cold. So I a lot of times will just throw it on top of my salad for extra protein. Or so yeah.
This is what I find to be very valuable to you, is that this thing is a complement to whatever tastes and flavors you should want. It's versatile. You can take it here, you can take it there, you can put hot sauce, beef, whatever you want on top. I have prepared a second version that includes two of my favorite flavors and a Central Texas version, if you will. Blue cheese, okay? No, feta. Everything's better with feta. Feta and jalapeno. Is that a common taste combination with your couscous?
I think that's going to be a first. But if the Ecom Cowboy
Wow.
approves, we love it even more. And I might be making that for lunch after this call.
Wow.
Let's go.
Here's what I would say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Inside of all my taste testing experience, I used to have a coffee company which required taste testing every day. Sensitize your palate, develop your palate. I would say light, fluffy, delicious, nutritious, taking on the flavors that I do want and desire in a healthy way. I'm going to give this an 8.25. 8.25 on a 10-point scale. And Bar, I need to time you out here for a second. I'm just going to talk to Colin privately. Colin, I really like this. I think we should give it to him. I think we should do brand of the week. Are you on point with that? I know you didn't try it.
Let's give him brand of the week.
You with it? Okay. All right.
Brand of the week.
Hey, Bar, welcome back. This is a first for us on the Ecom Cowboys show, but we would like to announce to you brand of the week. You are brand of the week, my friend. Let's hear it for BoostCous. Everybody.
Let's go.
Wow, guys, I have to say the effects are on point. I'm giving you a 10 out of 10
Let's
on
go.
the side of the chair. And an 8.25, you know, Dave Portnoy scale. That's
high.
that's high.
That is
I'm gonna
high.
take
That's
that.
high.
I love it.
That's high. I ate a ribeye steak for lunch yesterday, and I gave that a 7.8. So that ought to tell you something. Okay.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
This guy's
Bar.
unbelievable.
Bar, we love you. We love what you're doing. We love your perspective. Colin, anything we should glean from Bar here before he runs and gets back to all the things he's doing?
For sure. Yeah. What are your plans for everything in 2026? How are you thinking about the brand moving forward? I know you've solidified now. You got the launch. You got some really amazing folks that have ordered it. I saw that Harley at Shopify was involved. That was a big one. What's the next steps as you go forward in Q1, Q2, Q3, obviously Q4, the craziness, but moving forward?
Yeah. So, you know, I think kind of like everything that I'm doing right now is kind of meant to be a flywheel, right? So, like a lot of the learnings, like actually right before this call, I took my entire no commerce post purchase survey and ran it through Claude to get some big learnings for Boost, and in turn that kind of showed some things that we could improve on the no side. And then obviously DTSki kind of feeds into that entire flywheel, but specifically for Boost, like some of the learnings, right? Like right now we only have a 6-pack. And we actually have a pretty high conversion rate and a pretty low CPA. So we're acquiring customers either like right around break even to like very small profit, like, you know, $1 profit on first order. And the idea is to kind of make up for that with LTV if people actually like it. So the idea is to continue to scale direct to consumer with those numbers. We have a couple of ideas on the product side. So one, the way that you make the couscous right now is more similar to pasta than it is traditional couscous. With traditional couscous, you just add water and let it kind of soak in. With BoostCous, you actually boil water, throw the couscous in there, strain the water out, and then you have to rinse it as well since it is gluten-free. Otherwise, it will kind of gelatinize. And so we want to continue to work with that. We're actually working with a really like world-renowned food scientist on that, and then eventually also start adding some flavors in there. We got some really fun ideas, but obviously would want like the idea behind building a D2C brand is to be able to actually talk to your customers and obviously use no for that, and understand like, hey, what flavors do you guys actually want, and then deliver on that. And then, yeah, if we can continue to get really good D2C traction, we're going to launch shops here in the next month or so, TikTok shops, with likely a smaller offering. So not 6-pack, but a little bit smaller. And if we can continue to scale these channels, the idea would be to get into retail at some point in the back half of the year. But yeah, we really want to kind of build some brand recognition and learn from our customers. We've already made a bunch of adjustments to our packaging for round 2 of our runs. We're updating our messaging now that we actually like are talking to our customers and learning so much, like that gluten-free example that I gave. So yeah, the idea would be for you to be able to buy it at your central market or the good old Hebe down in
Yeah,
Austin,
baby.
Texas.
That's right. HEB better be
Hebe.
listening. They
Let's
better be
go.
listening right now.
Yeah, if you guys
Let's
are listening,
go.
let me know.
Bar, we love what you're doing. We love you, brother. Carson, bring us back up here. Thank you. We love what you're doing. Everyone who can hear my voice, I hope you will go to boostcous.com, get the best couscous on the internet available globally.
Purchase.
You're going to get protein. It's going to feel good. You're going to feel good. You're going to look good. You're going to be much better looking heading into 2027 if you make this part of your regular diet. Every brand who isn't already doing it, they should go use your survey at No Commerce became a huge unlock for me personally when I was lead marketer at Bruce Bolt. And then everybody on Twitter right now, you should DM bar and beg, borrow, and steal your way into DTSki. That's my advice. Is that fair? I think that's what we all should do.
Yeah.
Let's give Bar a big round of applause as he leaves. Bar, thank you for coming on the show today, brother.
Thanks, guys. And the last
we cut him off.
Carson.
Yeah,
I'm back. He's back.
Why not? I like hanging out with you guys. The last thing I'll say is I remember the story that you told me early on at Bruce Bolt. You guys found like a YouTube celebrity of sorts that was like actually pushing a lot of sales, and you ended up making like a specific glove for that person.
Yes.
And who knows, maybe I start seeing a bunch of sales from the e-commerce live podcast.
That's what we're talking about.
You know, maybe we end up doing something together on the Boost side. So,
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Appreciate so much, that, Bar.
Yeah,
knowledge is power. Thank you, brother. Thank you for coming.
Guys.
You know, wow. I love that. What an incredible guy. Incredible thing that he's doing. It's powerful.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then just being involved with DTSki, he gets so many insights as a byproduct, just being a sponge in the room there, that you get to move the brand forward almost effortlessly by the amount of knowledge just in that room would cost you tens upon hundreds of hours to try to gather that yourself for your own brand in dollars.
A lot of dollars.
Yeah. So hundreds of thousands of dollars to try to gather those own insights. So he's got a leg up doing this, and that's super awesome. I'm really pumped for everything gluten-free as well.
Yeah. Wise man. He's got that flywheel built to there. Everything he's doing for No feeds into DTSki, and then the learnings he gets there helps BoostCous. Smart guy.
Yeah.
Big question here as we wrap the show, Colin. Who really controls ads in 2026? Who does? Is it humans? Is it agents? Hard to say. Marketing is being rewritten as we speak. We've got 5 predictions here. This article comes to us from Ad Age. I don't know if you're supposed to say adage, but I say Ad Age. By 2026, some of these predictions right here, and I want to get your reaction on them. By 2026, humans might not be your primary customer anymore. We might mainly be selling to agents, our agents selling to their agents. Robots flourish everywhere upon the internet, selling and buying on behalf of each other. Let me give you some of these takes. Number 1, AI agents will outnumber humans on the internet and decide which brands win. Number 2, the CMO title is disappearing. And that role is either expanding beyond marketing or being eliminated entirely. Number 3, creators, individual creators, capture a quarter of traditional publisher ad spend this year. People are less interested in the traditional publishers, much more interested in following and listening to persons. Consumers are actively resisting AI-generated content. CMOs must balance AI execution with human strategic insight. Colin, of those that I just listed, what stands out to you? What's wrong? What's right? What's going up? What's going down?
Yeah, the CMO title one, I think, is pretty accurate. That's starting, we've already seen that probably over the past year, where that's starting to get phased out a little more. I also agree with the very first take where you're selling more to the LLMs, more to the agents themselves. We've seen this a little bit with software companies are offering what is called generative engine optimization, which is basically SEO for AI, making sure you rank and come up for LLMs. So that is kind of the next step, where you are just kind of making in those terms in mind. And I think as we expand and keep moving forward with more LLMs, that's going to keep going at 100x speed. So I totally agree with those 2 points.
I heartily agree. I think the CMO role changing fast. I mean, it's shocking to me sometimes how fast companies roll through CMOs. And I think that's indicative of the difficulty of that role. And actually what CMOs need to do is not just have great messages and deliver great campaigns, but drive real profit and revenue. And so it's interesting that perhaps the CMO role is becoming merged with the role of the CEO. In the end, what the company needs is revenue to survive, not just marketing that everybody loves. And I find that interesting. What is the head of growth? What does the CMO do? What is it particularly? It's driving revenue. And perhaps that role either collapses in some companies altogether or merges into really the function of the CEO. I'm not sure, but I think it'll be interesting to watch. Secondly, creators capturing a quarter of traditional publisher spend. I love this, and I'm so bullish on this. At least a quarter of traditional publisher ad spend, I think, should go to creators, and hopefully more persons among us like Oren, like Colin Landforce, the Cut 30 triumvirate, and others, I think have really proven this out. At the end of the day, people want to follow other people, and they want to listen to what those experts have to say instead of a fancy logo that has been in the industry distributing information for decades and decades. People trust people. They want to follow people. They want to listen to people. Even if you're a rando on the internet, reviews taught us a long time ago, we trust random people over what a company has to say. And so I love this. The best time to become a creator was 5 years ago. The next best time is now. If you want to capture some of this ad spend for yourself, start making videos. Join Cut 30. Learn how to communicate, learn how to edit, and get your message out into the universe. Consistency wins, volume wins, and you get better as you go. A lot of ad spend available for all of us potential future creators out there. Colin, I have loved this show. I loved having Bar on. His perspective across the SaaS brand event space, very unique, a lot happening on AI, a lot to be aware of as white collar workers in our industry. Any other big takeaways you want to share before we wrap up today?
I don't know if you guys caught this. As Bar was leaving, he said, I put in all of my insights from no commerce into Claude Code and then pulled out additional insights for myself as the CEO. We made a call earlier, and we're very firmly a show that believes in the one-man brand. That is the one-man brand in action in real life. And we just covered Claude, who is basically becoming a coworker. You have both of those ideas merging together in real time. We did not plant that with Bar. You are seeing the development in real time about how this is going to move forward with creators and brands and CEOs.
Great example. Great example. And I have even heard of, this is not one founder, this is not a marketer, this is multiple people. I've even heard of people trying to code their own SaaS replacement, be it for email or other things. I mean, there's a lot available out there. Whether you can execute that and it's best for your business, I don't know. But this is a great example of being a quick, easy, insightful, rich benefit for you. Taking all that information, throwing it into Claude, giving you feedback, and then having it work on your behalf. Wow. The one-man brand is alive and well, and he's going up. I want to say thank you to Bar for coming on the show. Postscript, AMP, our partners. We're coming to you live from Austin, Texas. And the good news is we're going to be here tomorrow. We're here for one thing and one thing only, and that's for talking about what's now and next in e-commerce, so marketers and operators like you can survive and thrive. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.
Au revoir.